Greetings and salutations out there, sports fans. Michael Shibley with you here for another glorious edition of Yeas and Nays as we look at my beloved Tennessee Vols and their 45-21 victory over the lowly Vanderbilt Commodores as Tennessee finally reasserting the dominance in this rivalry. So we're going to take a look at everything that happened in the game. For those we like, we give a yay, and for those things we don't like, we give a nay. So let's get right to it and break it all down. So as always, we start with the final result. Tennessee defeating Vanderbilt 45-21, which of course is going to get us a yay because the Vols won. And that gets their record to 7-5, which again, a yay overall. I have talked about this in previous videos, but when you look at what this team had, as people have continuously brought up after the disappointment and just thud that last season was, and then of course the firing of Jeremy Pruitt and all of his staff, all of the top players we lost going into the transfer portal, everything combined with that, including also losing guys like Trey Smith to the NFL draft. We were wondering how this was all going to happen with the new coaching staff come in. But again, you credit Josh Heupel for getting these guys to buy in, all the players that stayed. A hats off again to all of them for sticking through it, buying in to this system, and getting these guys to a winning record. No matter what happens in the bowl game, this is going to be a guaranteed winning record. And the last time we had that for a first-year head coach, it was Lane Kiffin. So credit again to Heupel and all the Tennessee players for just standing tall, getting all of the wins that we got. And again, it could have been better. You look at things going a certain way against Pitt and against Ole Miss, Tennessee could be 9-3 going into the bowl season. So it was close in a lot of ways. Of course, it could have gone the other way too with the game against Kentucky. So that's the way that football bounces. But again, overall, a yay for my beloved Vols, the way this season ended. Everybody should really feel good about this unless you just had the highest of expectations for all of this. And anybody who did that needs to have their head examined after everything that happened in the off season. Meanwhile, the game itself, it wasn't the just complete blowout that a lot of Tennessee fans I know were hoping for, especially those who bet on the game, which again is another reason why I don't bet on my home team, my beloved Vols. Don't do it. You're going to be disappointed more times than not overall. But it was a very business-like bludgeoning if we look at it. Tennessee, or Beatdown, rather. You look at everything that happened in this game, Tennessee from the jump didn't feel very threatened. A yay, of course, to Theo Jackson, who has had a remarkable season on defense, getting that pick six, just chucking right into the end zone, some great moves there. And it was just wonderful to see the atmosphere there. After that, Vanderbilt again kept moving. Tennessee had a rough first quarter, a nay for possibly the worst first quarter that Tennessee has had all season. No offensive touchdowns at all. That's usually when Tennessee is able to jump on opponents. They saved that again for the second quarter. They did really well. They were up 24-0, and then Vanderbilt at the end of the first half gets a Hail Mary touchdown. A nay for the Hail Mary defense. Again, all you got to do is knock the ball down. The Volunteers failed to do that. Another nay, while we're just riding the negativity train right now, is the fourth down defense that Tennessee had. Tennessee, the last two games, has done much better on third down. However, fourth down has been another story. They had a lot of fourth down conversions they gave up against South Alabama. They did it again this week. Vanderbilt started 5 for 5 on fourth down conversions. The last two when the game was no doubt left in the game. Tennessee stopped them a couple times on fourth down. But you need to look at what happened throughout the game. Other teams and better teams, especially looking into the bowl game, are going to take advantage of this. You saw how well they took advantage of it on third down when we were playing Ole Miss, Alabama, Kentucky, and Georgia in that slog. We've got to do better there, and hopefully these extra weeks of practices going into the bowl game will get better there. Oh, again, proud of the defense. For the rest of it, for the most part, keeping things under wraps. But on fourth down, you got to get off the field, which is what helps with this offense. A yay, I will say, for Tennessee's response to some of the adversity that did happen in the game. You look at what happened after the Hail Mary. Vanderbilt runs into the locker room, even though it's still 24-7. Vanderbilt's feeling a lot better about themselves. Their Twitter's all happy about it. However, Tennessee came right out and in, 2 plays? I think Cedric Tillman, touchdown, give him 6. Game, at that point, back in Tennessee's favor. And then Vanderbilt takes a long drive and scores another touchdown. However, Tennessee goes just right back, scores one more time. And that's the beauty of this offense. If the defense can at least make them drive the ball and the offense is clicking, boy, you take 7.5 minutes to score a touchdown, a well-worked drive for you, and then Tennessee, a minute and a half later, 7 points right back at you. It is a beauty to watch when this offense is on fire. Hendon Hooker, just a very workmanlike performance. Not his best. Got the stats over here, 10 of 18, 156. He did get a pair of touchdowns. However, you got to see what this injury is. It looks like from reports it was just a cut on his hand. Doesn't look like anything was broken, so that's good. We'll see where this leaves him for the bowl game. I think he'll be fine to play there. We don't know if he's coming back. A yay if Hendon Hooker does come back. Also, a yay if he decides to go pro, because he has raised his stock so much in this system. Of course, I would love to have him back. Why wouldn't you if you're a Vol fan? You saw everything that went so well when he was under center, or in a shotgun for the most part, and it works out so well. I would love to see it in another year in this system. A yay for Tennessee's rushing attack. He had 2 guys over 100 yards. Jalen Wright with 112. Jabari Small with 103. Each one had at least 1 touchdown. Jabari Small had 2, so congratulations to them, especially after Evans has now left in the transfer portal. And again, a yay for the season for Cedric Tillman. He had yet another 100-yard receiving performance. I think this is his 6th straight game with a touchdown, which I think ties him with Joey Kent for the most games consecutively with a touchdown by a wide receiver. And Joey Kent's pretty good company to be in. And my goodness, if we didn't have Milton overthrowing poor Tillman for the beginning of the season, who knows how great his season really would have been. So great individual performances, and of course a yay for all of the seniors on this team. You look at so many of these guys who stuck around through all of this adversity. You've got this great photo that I'll put up over here of Alontae Taylor just taking that one last stand there in the middle of Neyland Stadium. It was just a great moment to get these guys and everything they had been through coaching changes, through all this COVID mess, and they stuck around, and I give all credit. They all made us so proud to be from Tennessee. I was happy for them, and they get one more game together in a bowl game, no matter where that will be. But of course, we will be back to break down yays and nays for the bowl game whenever that happens. And we'll probably do a Twitch watch along with that one. You can follow me, of course, on Twitch at Shibbles and Bitch, just like here at the YouTube. And hey, please, again, give us a follow there and give us a subscription here. I would love to hang out with you guys, and let me know what you guys thought in the comment section of the game against the lowly Commodores of Vanderbilt. I'd love to hear all of your feedback, how you thought the season went as a whole. So I love you guys so much. That's going to wrap up this episode of Yays and Nays, but we'll be back with more. Also, more fun stuff coming to the channel as well. And over on Twitch, we've got also games we do with my lovely wife, Mrs. Shibbles. And for everything else, you can follow me on Twitter, Michael_Shibley. I would love to see you guys there. But until next time, too sweet, go Vols, adios.